a fabulous crowd. You're getting a good look at them now. They had a playoff game here not too long ago with just about 1,800 people on short notice. Not much time to promote the thing. But what a turnaround here as the Detroit Express get ready to take on the Oklahoma City Slickers. Good to have you with us. Stick around. This should be an exciting match. The ASL championship is on the line here. Earlier in the year, the Detroit Express had a 19-game unbeaten string here at home. That was the best in the ASL, Roger, but since then they have dropped the contest to break that streak they had going.
Yeah, they have indeed, but Oklahoma City finished the season actually with a 12-game winning streak, lost 1 out of 20 themselves, so you can see the quality of these two teams, heads and shoulders above the rest of the league.
We're underway. Oklahoma City dressed in the white with yellow trim and black numbers. The Express in their black and orange jerseys. We're underway at midfield here at the Pontiac Silverdome. This is Melender bringing it in at midfield. He's knocked down there. Comes now on the near side for Dolinsky. John Dolinsky. A long cross into the box area, and it's cleared away. I think Killingsworth may have touched it last. Take that back. Franklin for Detroit was the last man to touch it. First corner kick coming up for Oklahoma City.
Talking with Jeff Bourne this morning, in fact we had lunch together with a couple of the other players. He said we're just going to contain the Express for the first 20 minutes, and of course as usual the opposite happens, and the first corner kick goes to Oklahoma and the first attack goes to Oklahoma.
Jeff Bourne, the high scoring forward, has positioned himself in front. He tries to get to it, but it's cleared away, and here's Bolovic trying to get something started for the Express. He's tackled there at about the 35, and they're going to call a foul on Billy. Bolovic questioning the official on that call.
Billy questions the official. I think he's done it on virtually every call for the whole season, so I think he's losing a little effectiveness there.
This is Melender looking for Dolinsky. Melender once again with it. Mahalovic passes it up for Chapman at midfield. Andy Chapman was looking for Watson, a little too far. Back on the defense now, Tommy Alioto. Gives it off to Souter. Dolinsky works the give and go, but it does not work. Here is Bilovic. Now Powers picking it up. This through ball was picked off there by Alioto. He'll leave it for Parks. Just underway, 43 minutes remaining in this first half. We're scoreless, the ASL championship game.
I think the Express have really got to break up the rhythm and ease with which this Oklahoma City team plays. They played a very disciplined control game in the first game here and won comfortably. The Express have really got to hurry them. They've got to break up that rhythm that Oklahoma likes to play in.
Through ball looking for Bolovic here, and it'll go out of play. Throw-in coming up, Slickers. Hank Leotard now with the white shoes. Gets it on the far side over there for Souter. Moving up now, Melender. Knocked off the ball over there by Franklin on a nice play. Leotard gives it for Bourne on the near side. Jeff Bourne, leading scorer, 4th in the league. Leading scorer for Oklahoma City. Had problems with it there. Both teams a little tentative yet, Roger.
Yes, they are. Jimmy Husband, who broke that play up, told me that he is not feeling very fit. He only lasted about 1/2 in the game here in the opening game. Said he had a little operation on his hand which kept him out for 10 days just in the middle of the playoffs, and he's not feeling too fit. We may not see him go 90 minutes tonight.
Ball is in play on the far side. Bourne picks it up, tries to get it through, goes into the box. DeLorme will pick it up. The Express will take control here and try to get something started. Long kick down for Bolovic off the head. Chapman is down there with him. And finally cleared out of there by Souter. Melender now. This is Bourne. Nisik. Over for Dolinsky. Powers took it away from him. Nice play by Mike Powers. Goes across for Tinian. First time he's handled the ball for the Express.
And not very effectively that time, but a very nice piece of work by Mike Powers, beating his man, beating Delinsky, and then hitting a good cross ball to Bryan. It's nice to see the play switch from one side to the other, because the defense tends to go the other way. They're on the other side of the field, and you can open it up that way.
Schnetgecki drops it back for Westbrook. He'll chip it up now, looking for Bolovich, but beating him to the ball is Billy Sauter. John Delinsky on the left side now, feeding Husband up there, and he goes down. Whistle on the play. Husband maybe shaken up. Well, he's up and around. He's okay. 40 minutes, 10 seconds remaining first half from the Pontiac Silverdome. No score yet. Bourne now on the near side. There's his cross. DeLorme comes out with it. Long overhand pass looking for Chapman. Chapman beats Nisik on the left side, but Alioto will get over there in time. Chapman on a break. He likes to be up the field, Roger.
Yeah, the crowd unhappy about that, because they're saying, well, where was the advantage rule? Because if there was a foul on Chapman there when he was breaking loose, then you'd let him go. You just you can ignore a foul if, in fact, to call it and blow the whistle is going to be a disadvantage at that situation.
Franklin chipping it in front, looking for Schnetgecki. There's a hard shot by Mihaljevic, and it bounces to Parks. Parks, the number 2 goalie in the league.
And that statistically, a lot of people might think in terms of pure ability, number 1, been the NASL Player of the Year twice in a row. Vancouver Whitecaps and Sting, and a brilliant goalkeeper in England. Very, very experienced, and that's to take nothing away from Tad DeLorme.
Chapman was tangling over there with Nisik on the far side. Watson drops it back for Trevor Franklin. Bolovich lost it along the far touchline. Throw in for the Slickers. Here's Bourne. And he was tripped up there by Westbrook, or Schnetgecki rather.
Jeff Bourne adjusts his shoelaces, takes a break.
Here's Bourne on a left footer. It's deflected up over the top of the goal and wide. Goal kick now.
I think a corner kick. I think Ray Schnetgecki headed it up over the top there.
So the second corner kick of the game coming up now. This one again for the Oklahoma City Slickers. John Delinsky, number 14, teeing it up. A high cross, headed away. Now Watson clears it. Tinian trying to get control with white shirts surrounding him. Dropping it back there for Franklin. He'll leave it there for Tad DeLorme. So now Detroit will try to get reorganized here. 37 minutes, 25 seconds remaining. The crowd exhorting the Express. No score here at the Pontiac Silverdome. First half action in the American Soccer League Championship match.
Express have got to get more men downfield on their attacks. There was a moment just a few moments ago when Oklahoma had every player except Phil Parks in their half, and the Express have got to get some concerted attacks where they're pushing forward more than just Bolovich and Chapman, because 2 men are not going to break through this Oklahoma defense.
Chapman was trying to get it into Watson. Millender picking it off there. And this is Hank Leotard now at midfield for Oklahoma City. Long pass up ahead is a little too far for Killingsworth. Chased down there by Westbrook.
Hank Leotard's 38, is originally a Dutchman. Asked Jeff Bourne today which American clubs he played for, and Jeff Bourne said all of them. He's just been a journeyman in American soccer, but he's been a great player.
Billy Bolovich on the near side, and they say he was out of bounds, stepped on the line.
And the crowd is still coming in here.
Unbelievable, yep. Roger.
10 minutes into this game, and you can't see through the glass doors over there. There are just people pouring through.
high lob pass is cleared away by the Express defense. It comes out to Bolovich now. He's trying to get it to Chapman. Nice play there by Nisek as he intercepted that pass. Chapman doing what he does best, was leading the way for the Express, trying to get open. Way up in that forward spot. He was the leading goal scorer in the ASL this year. Second in the scoring honors to teammate Brian Tinian. Got the high scorers out here in this game from both teams.
Oklahoma are afraid of Billy Bolovich too. He's scored against them, I think, in every game that's been played this season, or most of them. Billy Soud is sticking to Billy Bolovich like glue, but he says he doesn't like playing against Billy because he's so physical and he pushes him a little hard.
Ane Mihalovic gets it up for Brian Tinian. Back to Mihalovic. Cleared out of there now by Dolinsky. Back on the defense is Schnetgecki for the Express. Far side for Getman. To Bolovich. Nice little drop pass for Franklin there. Trevor dropping it back to Watson. Now Getman once again. Broken up on the far side by Souter. And a throw in now for Oklahoma City. More than 34 minutes remaining in half number one. Neither team with a real good scoring opportunity as of yet.
Now, a couple of corner kicks for Oklahoma, but they didn't take advantage of those situations. The Express have really not created any clear-cut opportunity.
Nisek and Melender now trying to get things going for the Slickers, and Getman right over the top of Killingsworth over there. Quickly the ball's put back into play. Here's Clyde Watson at midfield. Watson goes down heavily as Leotard slid right underneath him.
Yeah, bad tackle by Hank Leotard. Weighs 50% more than young Clyde Watson, and just took him to the turf there as Clyde was about to beat him cleanly.
Clyde Watson out of Clemson University. Grew up in Guyana.
Yeah, played 21 times for the Guyana national team.
Little heel kick there by Tinian, and Bolovich was racing in as Parks had to cover up.
Went in a little heavy on Phil Parks too, but Billy was doing the right thing. Little mistake there, he could have picked it up.
And Chapman now, as this game is starting to become very physical, Chapman upended Peter Nisek there on the far side.
We talked in one of our earlier games this season about the fact that when teams play each other regularly, you get these rivalries build up and they become more and more niggling as each game goes on. And of course now they're starting off with all the same little problems between each other they remember from the other night.
Slickers now in the Express end. Here is Powers. Watson at midfield. Clyde the Glide. Looking for Mihalovic, intercepted and broken up there by Dolinsky. Got it ahead for Jim Husband. Husband with it now on the left side. He has three Express men around him. Got it through over there for Bourne. Bourne in the box. Made a nice move, took the shot, hit the side of the net. As Delorme covered up the corner.
Yeah, Mike Getman's inexperience nearly cost the Express dearly there. Took a swing at that ball with Jeff Bourne right behind him, ready to take advantage of it.
Leading scorer for the Oklahoma City Slickers, Jeff Bourne, 20 goals on the year. Here's Chapman trying to break through once again. Parks will get there. And he fires a pass out here to Dolinsky, now on the near side. John Dolinsky. Mihalovic broke up that pass. This is Tommy Alioto with it now for the Slickers.
Tommy's the man who's got the job of replacing Wolfgang Rausch and also marking Brian Tinian, and those are two tough assignments for any young player coming into the team.
Bourne working against Schnetgecki. Lost control of it. Throw in for the Express. 31 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Still no score. Detroit Express and Oklahoma City Slickers battling for the ASL championship. Tinian, the player coach. Dropping it back for Powers. Here's Mihalovic now. Mihalovic has a little bit of room in front of him. A centering pass, and it got all the way through. And across the far side as Souter brings it out now for the Slickers. Check that, that's Killingsworth. Ken Killingsworth going after it into the corner, along with Getman over there.
Quality of these teams is illustrated, I think, by the quality of the subs. Killingsworth is the sub, and yet I remember a very fine goal, as you do, here against the Express earlier in the season. A beautiful header when he came in as a substitute.
Looking in front, Killingsworth was looking for a foul in that box. Comes back out now to midfield. Oh, and a heavy collision as Tinian collided with Jimmy Elder there. Jimmy's a little slow getting up. He's okay, though.
Jimmy had his feet up a little bit, too, as Brian was coming in there.
Walensky drops it back for Jimmy Elder. Elder, midfield, Nisik. Nisik tried to get it through to Killingsworth. And a goal kick now coming up for the Express.
Neatly played there by Steve Westbrook. Quiet player, sweeper for the Express, but played such a magnificent season. Just made Killingsworth play that ball out eventually for a goal kick to the Express.
Now the Detroit Express made a long climb all the way to the top of the standings. They were the regular season champs of the ASL, now trying to defend that championship with a win here in this final series against Oklahoma City. The series is even at a game apiece, and very dangerous for Detroit. They faced elimination as they lost the opening contest here at home, something they very rarely do, losing here at home on the artificial turf of the Pontiac Silverdome. This is Andy Chapman working hard against Nisik. Nisik cleared it on the right side now for Killingsworth. Still no real clear-cut scoring opportunities for either team. Westbrook, Tinian off the header.
Really was a terrific performance by the Express to go down to Oklahoma and win 2-0 in that second game. They must have been very disheartened with the loss here. It was really a brilliant performance. I think Oklahoma may suffer, however, because they've probably got one or two more players than the Express in that 34-35 bracket. Certainly true of Roush, Husband, Bourne.
Mihalovic setting it up now for Tinian. Fires a shot. It just went wide. Didn't get too much on it.
No, and he took it on the turn before he could really see where the goal was, but it was a snapshot that could have caught Phil Park snapping, but he's kind of too experienced a goalkeeper for that.
Leading scorer in the league, Brian Tinian.
22 goals, 15 assists. Just been an incredible season for the head coach. Puts this team together. Really didn't expect to play. And finishes up as the player of the year in the ASL by every measure.
33-year-old player coach Brian Tinian. 27 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the first half. Express nothing, Slickers nothing. Moving it in now is Millender. Here's Powers now for the Express. Waiting for his teammates to catch up. Feeds Clyde Watson left side. Up for Billy Bolovich. Bolovich made a nice move around Souter. There's a cross. And Chapman just missed the upper corner.
It was a good effort. There was confusion. I was watching the two Oklahoma defenders there, Nesic and Elder. They were looking at each other and both pointing at Andy Chapman. And Andy was just going to break through the middle, and eventually neither of them picked him up. Good opportunity. That's the first real opportunity of the game, and went to the Express.
Chapman was the second leading scorer in the league behind teammate Brian Tinian, and he nearly put the Express on the scoreboard, as we'll see here in just 1 second. Take a look at Andy Chapman.
There we see the volley. Good volley. Tough ball to hit in mid-flight.
Tinian now for Mihalovic, and a foul on the play.
Called it against Rashnet Gecki.
Free kick now for the Slickers. Bolovich now picking it up for the Express in his own end. Looking a long pass for Chapman, but Parks will get there first, and he rolls it out now for Nisik.
Not a bad idea by Bill. It's good to see Andy Chapman playing up front. When he feels he's not getting service from the midfield, and with Gus Moffat out of the team, he doesn't get quite the same service. He tends to go back and dig at midfield himself, and I much prefer to see him up in that, around that penalty area.
Here is Elder. Trying to get by Tinian, but Bryan took it away from him, and it'll go back to the Slickers there on a throw-in. Dolinsky will toss it in now. Gives it up there for Millender. Taken away now by Powers, and it'll go up into the stands.
Should pay tribute to Gus Moffat too for the season he had for the Express. Was injured in a playoff game against Georgia and has not been able to play in this final series. I know it hurts that he hasn't been out there. He's personally very disappointed, but he shouldn't be. He had a tremendous season, and Detroit fans are going to remember Gus's performance this year for a long time.
Very talented midfielder for the Express. Here's Tinian now, and he's piled up in the box area by the Slickers defenders. Dolinsky now working against Mihalovic here. Mihalovic with a nice play, and a little too far for Chapman.
Dolinsky's helped this Oklahoma team, picked up late in the season from the Rochester Flash. He was an all-star last year in the American Soccer League. Very competent left side player.
Parks now will set it up for Oklahoma City. Long high kick coming down to Mihalovic. Now Powers, Mike Powers with it, dropping it back for Schnetgecki, and we'll see what Ray does with it. Over for Westbrook. Far side for Trevor Franklin. Franklin trying to get it to Chapman. Chapman's been well marked so far, Roger. Every time he's broken free, somebody has been very close to him.
Yeah, Pete Konesic was right on him there. Gave him very little room. This has been a very good Oklahoma defense. I mean, we've talked about the absence of Joe Roush, but who has been the sort of central general of that defense and coming forward and creating opportunities. But really right across the back four, they played very well. Billy Sauter used to be a center forward, converted to defender, and performed very well back there.
Hank Leotard got it up for Bourne. Bourne twisted his ankle a little bit. Comes back to him now. He's got Schnetgecki to beat. Here's Jeff Bourne. Took a hard shot, and it sailed up over the corner.
Mike McCabe ran his first long-distance race. He didn't finish first, but he sure did finish. Looks like a stroll-light night.
Looks like a stroll-light night. Looks like a stroll-light night. When things are going right, looks like a stroll-light night.
Stroll-light, a great-tasting beer that doesn't fill you up.
Hey, let's make it along. Looks like a stroll-light night when good times come along.
When I quit the airline to buy this charter service, they said, "You're nuts."
When a man has something extra deep inside his soul, it shines like a diamond, and it's worth more than gold.
I'm doing fine.
So here's to the man who looks deep inside, and here's to the man who finds something extra.
Stroh's signature is something extra. You have our name on that.
Yes, let's get those tickets for the American Soccer League champions, the Detroit Express. The season is about to get underway, and season tickets are now on sale. Call 335-4170. Special discount for any group of 25 or more. So club owners, bar owners, groups, this is a great way for your organization to raise money. So come on out to the Silverdome and have some fun with us, and let us know in advance. We'll announce your club or organization's name over the PA system and put it up in lights. So let's go with the Detroit Express. Call 335-4170. That's 335-4170, and get on the Detroit Express.
Played for my hometown team, did Jeff, Derby County.
Derby County.
That's 15 years ago when I came from there, but Jeff Bourne was a hero, scored goals in the European Cup for Derby in the year in which they won it.
Watson. Millender took it away from him. Through ball for Powers. Powers controls. Nice play by Mike. Back for Tinian. Tinian moves in. Oh, and he couldn't get the shot away.
Terrific play by Mike Powers, though. Beautiful play to create that opportunity for Tinian. It was Powers who put the Express really back into this game tonight when he scored the first goal and really the winning goal at Oklahoma. And we saw some brilliant footwork there by Mike Powers to slip the ball through to Tinian, who just was unable to beat Parks.
Corner kick for the Express. In front. They score! Ray Schnetgecki got the goal, and the Express lead 1-0.
Super goal for Ray Schnetgecki, only his 6th of the season, but he'll never score a more important one than that. Lovely cross, and Ray eluded the defenders. Tough one because the angle was changing on Phil Parks. He didn't quite mark up properly, and the Express are up in front, and the first goal so vitally important in this playoff game. Here we see the incident that led to the corner.
That led to the corner kick. That was a play that Tinian almost scored. I will have that replay for you in just a second. On the goal, the Express lead it 1-0 here in the first half against Oklahoma City. Ray Schnetgecki off the header on the corner kick gives Detroit a 1-goal lead.
Well, so vitally important. I think half the games the Express have played here this season, they probably were scored on first. To get that first goal, just tremendous.
Here's Chapman, who got the assist on the goal. Trying to get it in front to Powers on a heel kick looking for Tinian. Maybe a little too fancy that time. Tinian wasn't quite expecting that pass. Just over 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Detroit 1, Oklahoma City 0. Here is Westbrook dropping it back for goaltender Tad DeLorme.
Well, Oklahoma said they wanted to contain the Express for the first 20 minutes. Well, that part of their game plan came off. But in the next 5 minutes, the Express got that first opening goal, the one they really so badly needed. Now you're going to have to see Oklahoma push forward. They can't. There's no point in playing defensively. They've got to push forward, so we should see an open game now.
Whoa, Chapman mixing it up there with Souter. And the foul is against Souter. Free kick coming up for the Express. There's a cross by Chapman. They drop it back for Mihalovic. Ani Mihalovic with Delinsky shadowing him.
And Billy Bolovich really in anguish down in the goal area. Billy is down after that play. Phil Parks is calling to the referee.
Here's the Express goal that gave him a 1-0 lead off the corner kick.
You're going to see the corner. I think that Chapman took the corner. Schnetgecki up and beats Parks. Back to the defender, came closer to stopping the ball. Parks really didn't seem to move too quickly on that header.
And Billy Bolovich, the injured player for the Express. The clock stopped on the field. Trainer Bob Olgar goes out to check out the Express striker.
Billy has barely moved since he hit the ground.
Did you see what happened, Roger?
No, I didn't. I think it was an incident with Souter. Couldn't have been anybody else because they've been wearing the same pair of shoes all night. And Billy went down very, very heavily.
Clock stopped on the field. Bolovich, the injured player for the Express. Detroit leading Oklahoma City 1-0. ASL championship match.
I don't know what an ice bag on the stomach does for you, Bob, unless he had the wind knocked out of him. I think that would get me up in a hurry.
Billy taking some deep breaths down there.
I think he must have just had the wind totally knocked out of him. Just one of those bone-crunching tackles. Collisions in midair, probably. Still, he's all right.
Bolovich is 6'2", 190 pounds. He can take a lot of abuse out there. He deals out a lot of abuse, too. So we're about ready to get play going again. Detroit with a 1-goal lead now to protect. A throw in now for Oklahoma City, and a foul against the Express once more. Tommy Alioto.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're still having a fun with the paper everything going on the field. Strangely enough, this should be a real day for the players. So we ask you to make the
Here's Alioto moving it up himself. On the near side for Elder. Elder and Bourne combining there.
A little handball by Leotard, but the referee lets go.
Millender, a wide shot. Goal kick now for the Express.
Jimmy Millender, former Fort Lauderdale striker. He's played here before in a different uniform, different colors.
A lot of these players have bounced around from the various teams, Roger.
Well, they have, but the quality and caliber of the American players now is leading, insecure as soccer perhaps is in the United States, but leading to secure careers because they can always find a club.
We're under 18 minutes in the first half now. Killingsworth in the corner. And a throw in for Detroit. Trevor Franklin with it. Official says, no, you've got to throw it in from here. Got it in for Bolovich. He was tied up there, and now the Express will have a free kick.
Tied up, of course, by Sauter. One end of the field to the other, they travel in tandem.
Sauter has the job of shadowing Billy Bolovich, and he's been all over him in this first half. Nani Mihalovic for Clyde Watson. Back for Schnetgecki. Franklin a little too far for Powers. And here is Nisik. Tinian now putting a little pressure on there. Ball bouncing at midfield as Dolinsky gets it forward to Bourne. Here is Jeff Bourne, a left foot shot. Oh, and DeLorme had problems with that. Wasn't a particularly hard shot, but a bouncing save.
Yeah, a little surprised that Tad misread that one. You do get odd bounces off this very hard surface underneath the carpet. There's only a very, very thin layer of other fabric under the carpet. Jeff Bourne takes this left foot shot, hits it, bounces a couple of times, and Tad lets it roll under his body.
On the corner kick, DeLorme cleared it away. Boy, I'll tell you, they came very close to scoring on that play as DeLorme appeared to make an easy save, and then the ball on the second rebound almost found the corner.
Yeah, because I'm sure Jeff Bourne was not happy with that shot he took, really.
Hank Leotard now will throw it in for the Slickers over the touchline. Now Detroit will have a chance to throw it in. 15 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. Now we've been corrected on the goal. Schnetgecki on the goal, assisted by Mihalovic at 23:10 of the first half. Mihalovic for Bolovich. Billy to Chapman. And Millender just left it for goaltender Parks.
Brian Tinian done a tremendous job this year with set plays. I think that corner kick came from the playbook and enabled Schnetgecki to come up from the back and get free, be unmarked, and get that goal for the Express.
Westbrook to Ray Schnetgecki. Brian Tinian now. Tinian, a long pass. Really couldn't find anybody open. Ball went out of play. Throw in quickly for the Slickers as they put it back into play. Here is Husband now for Bourne. Dolinsky now centers it for Millender. Tinian, Bolovich will get there now, and Sauter knocked him down.
How many rounds do you think they plan on going tonight?
Sauter and Bolovich are colliding at every opportunity.
I think Sauter's ahead on points at the moment in the physical department.
It's the 8-point must system.
I don't know what that is.
It's boxing. Here's Powers, tripped up momentarily by Dolinsky, and Powers had a pretty good opportunity shaping up for him. Throw in by Chapman. Here's Billy using that strength and power to get the ball into the box. Finally taken away and cleared out of there. Bourne is shoved to the turf by Schnett-Gecki.
Not nice to see, because it was a lovely little turn by Jeff Bourne. Would have beaten Ray Schnett-Gecki, and Ray did the only thing, I suppose, in the circumstance that was left to him, but you don't like to see it.
It's the blatant shove to the ground.
That's the play in the playbook, yes.
We're under 13 minutes now. First half, Detroit 1, Oklahoma City nothing. DeLorme, a long pass now for Clyde Watson. He's got a little bit of room now on the left side. Hank Leotard is over there defending. Watson, left foot cross, is broken up by Alioto and cleared away. Watson has it once more for the Express. Chapman and Getman now left side.
Called as being over the touchline there. Stops a nice looking move developing. I don't know what this crowd is now, but I would think it's well over 30,000, Bob.
Yes, I would say so.
Probably an all-time record for the American Soccer League, and even 10,000 more than the NASL mustered for their soccer bowl with the Cosmos and Seattle and San Diego. I think that's all credit to Sonny Van Arnhem and the Dodge truck dealers and the Express crew.
Tinian keeping his balance, and it was finally broken up over there by Jimmy Elder. And we'll have a corner kick coming up for the Detroit Express. The public address announcer getting this crowd fired up.
Glenn Carver showing no sign of impartiality at the PA, at the PA system there. Never accuse him of that.
Comes out now to midfield. Bourne just punches it over the touchline. Express throw in. Schnett-Gecki with it. Looking for Billy Bolovich. And there is Sauter all over him once again. Billy Sauter against Billy Bolovich. Big matchup here. Elder trying to get the ball up over midfield. Brought down there by Powers. Free kick. Slickers. Bourne puts it into play. Midfield to Millender. Millender from 35 yards away sends a high through ball that will get out over the touchline, and Detroit will get possession.
Well, Jimmy Husband trotting after that ball. Jimmy had 11 years with Everton in the English First Division. Very fine player, but he does not appear to be a factor tonight. His thigh is fairly heavily strapped. He had said he wasn't feeling too fit, and he's created very few problems down the left, and I think that's left this forward line of Oklahoma a little bit unbalanced.
Tad DeLorme. That ball about 55, 60 yards in the air. Lions need a punter. They might have one right here.
A number of these Express players actually are thinking of trying out with the new team, the new U.S. Professional Football League team. Trevor Franklin, I know, is going to be out there, and Billy May.
Now they've got those strong legs. And so many of the kickers, as you know, are soccer styles. Here's Andy Chapman displaying his ball handling wizardry at midfield. Moving up now is Tinian. Ryan Tinian chipping it in front, and it'll get by Bolovich as Parks lets it go out over the goal line.
A leading cross by Brian Tinian, trying to put the ball in front just so the players could, either of them, time their run onto that ball, but just a little bit too far in front. And again, off the play, we saw quite a lot of pushing going on between Andy Chapman and number 5 Pete Kanazik. They've got another little battle going on their side of the field.
This is Elder. Pass is broken up at midfield. Chapman has it for the Express. Brian Tinian trying to get it across for Watson. A little too hard. Now Leotard gets it up to midfield for the Slickers, but broken up on defense again for the Express. Play at midfield now. Clyde Watson taking it into the corner. Could not get around Killingsworth. Throw in, though, coming up for Detroit. Gets it into Billy Bolovich. Bolovich chasing Millender there. Watson got it for Tinian.
Obstruction, I think, is probably going to be the call. An indirect free kick. Cut right in front of Brian Tinian's path, prevented him making any progress whatsoever, so he's called an indirect free kick for obstruction on the edge of the box.
Well, they'll set up the wall in front of Chapman. Indirect free kick coming up now for Detroit. Andy Chapman getting it back for Mihalovic. Mihalovic having trouble controlling the bouncing ball. Here is Schnettgecki. He has the Detroit goal. And that play never really materialized, Roger.
No, it was a set play, but I think Arnie had it on the wrong foot. Really wasn't in a position to hit the ball the way he wanted to.
Now, when he did get the ball, and it was really bouncing, and he couldn't get control of it in time to get anything set up. Down goes Husband. Power is tripping him up, and we've seen a lot of players hitting the turf here.
What happens with that particular set play, they tried pulling it all the way back to Arnie Mihalovic, is that A, there's a good chance of a deflection of a shot from that distance, and B, there's a good chance of Phil Parkes being unsighted. Players in front of him, although Phil at 6'4" can probably look over the top, but there's a chance he's going to be unsighted in that situation.
Schnettgecki sliding it out of bounds. Here is Bourne now for Oklahoma City. Jeff Bourne made a nice move there about 25 yards out. Bourne trying to work the give and go there with Jim Husband. Broken up on the defense. Andy Chapman. To Bolovich. Souter right on top of him once more. Dolinski starting it out now for Hank Leotard. He drops it back for Elder. Chapman moving up, could not get there in time. And this is number 4, Tommy Alioto. Clearing it to midfield. Powers picks it up for Detroit. Watson trying to deflect it to Tinian. Too far away from him. Leotard and Elder at midfield. The ball goes out over the touchline. Throw in coming up for Oklahoma City. 6 minutes left first half. Detroit 1, Oklahoma City 0. You are watching the American Soccer League Championship right here on the Detroit Express Soccer Network. Good you could be along with us. Bob Lewandowski along with Roger Faulkner. Here's a good through ball now for Brian Tinian. Tinian gets it to Chapman. It was behind him.
Jimmy Elder there, who came in this team also to bolster after the 2 injuries or the 2 absences with yellow cards. Jimmy Elder well beaten by Brian Tinian. Should never have let Brian get loose there. Looked as if he was looking for an offside call, but there was no question. And no question Brian was onside. Created a good chance.
Powers at midfield. Back for Trevor Franklin. Westbrook threw a ball to Chapman, and he went down in a heap. Tripped up at about the 25-yard line.
Referee says no. Andy, always a little deceiving because he does do some great free falls, but I think maybe that time he is a little genuinely upset that he didn't get the call.
Parkes, long left foot kick. Here's Jim Husband. Powers. To Mihalovic, a long, high chip shot in there, looking for Chapman. Bolovich had it momentarily, and Sauter comes up with it now, intercepted by Watson. Clyde Watson gets it into Bolovich, and he can't do anything with it.
Billy, not quite the speedster that was necessary to get to that one. Terrific, bustling player in the box, great goal scorer, but not the man you hit that through ball that reads a really fast run onto.
Off the corner kick, it comes back for Franklin. Left foot cross into the box, cleared away by Dolinsky. Mihalovic sends it across the left side, and I think we've got an offside call.
Yeah, the wall moved up there. All four defenders pushing forward, leaving Billy Bolovich stranded in an offside position.
3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Clyde Watson now for Andy Chapman with lots of room in front of him. Here's Chapman moving in. He's got Bolovich there. Looking for Billy, cleared away by Sauter. Now Detroit now starting to really carry the play, Roger.
Yes, they seem to be winning the midfield battle. We've seen a fine performance by Watson, by Powers, by the midfielders, and that's really where the control of the game stems from. If you can win that midfield battle, then the game is yours.
And Schnettgecki tangling there with Husband.
Husband, I think, frustrated. He just hasn't been getting in this game at all.
On the throw-in, Jeff Bourne, left side. Bourne, a quick cross, tipped away by DeLorme. Dangerous play.
That was a lovely curving ball hit by Jeff Bourne. Span it across the face of the goal.
Nisik will get there before Chapman. Almost taken away by Franklin. Powers, and here comes a free kick for Oklahoma City. Much of the crowd's dislike. Boy, it's a vocal crowd here.
Yeah, they came to see the Express win this one. They don't want the referee or anybody else interfering with that objective, and they're right into this game.
For the fans of Detroit, as we all know, hungry for a championship of any type. Here is Billy Bolovich. Tackled there by Dolinsky.
Dolinsky tries to get up, goes down again.
And Dolinsky's slow getting up. Coming up on the 1 minute mark in the first half.
I don't think you'll see anything very aggressive attempted in this last minute. The Express content to go to the locker room with a 1-goal lead. Although Tad is now going to send it the length of the field.
High kick way up. Chapman comes down with it at the 30, but he lost it there immediately. Slickers get it at midfield. Jeff Bourne, a nifty move around Mihalovic. Some nice passing there as he got it back from Husband on the 1-2.
Yeah, beautiful touches there. Jeff Bourne's class really showing in that move.
Clyde Watson under 20 seconds now, 15 seconds. Hard shot there. Tinian got a lot on it from about 30 yards out, and Parks had to come up with a pretty good save.
You know, I would have said a couple of minutes ago we hadn't seen too much of Brian Tinian in the first half, but he hit one from a long distance there.
And as that throw-in comes into the box, the clock has run out here on the first half. The crowd is on its feet for the Detroit Express. They've got a 1-goal lead here at halftime. Roger and I will be back with the halftime statistics and some highlights here. And we'll tell you the score is the Detroit Express 1, Oklahoma City Slickers nothing. This is the Detroit Express Soccer Network.
We are back at Lockhart Stadium, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 4.5 minutes left. First half, the Hoosiers of Indiana leading it 1-0. Kevin Slayton along with Seamus Mallon. The Hoosiers getting the goal off the foot of Greg Thompson, their All-American defender. when he hit a bomb that beat goalkeeper Pat Johnston. And Seamus, he got that ball up and over Johnston, and that's a pretty tough thing to do when the guy is 6'2" to begin with.
Oh, it was a beautifully struck volley and had dipped down over the goalkeeper's hands just the way you hope it will do. There's another enterprising looking attack when it started out by Duke, but the final touch again is simply not the quality that we've seen from them in the past. There's quite a few fouls, I should say, already. 26 didn't seem to be that many as we were watching it, but the referee calling it pretty tightly.
Duke now with Jeffries on the far side. The Blue Devils looking to get something going offensively. They came out at the beginning of the game, and it looked like the pace that they were setting was going to be devastating because they were all over the goal, but they've quieted down some since. This foul goes against Duke. So add one more foul to the total. Here in the first half, 3.5 minutes left. Dan King will get it going for Indiana. The long ball coming down for Gordy. He traps it nicely with his chest. The shot deflected by Ulrich, giving chase is Bonchek. Trying to turn on it. Bonchek now crossing it, but it's deflected nicely by Ulrich. Gordy has it, keeps it in. Ulrich again for Duke. DiBernardo back to take it away, but now McDaniel is there for the Blue Devils, and he sends it back to Johnston. Jeffries now on the far side for Duke. He brings it to midfield with a nice feed to Kane. Kane trying to turn, but there is Kennedy. Once again, nicely marking Kane, and now Kennedy with a run of his own for Laxgang. Laxgang for Gordy, moving in, and he's run off the ball nicely by McDaniel, and Johnston comes out to smother it.
Good move by Kennedy, anticipating Kane's turn very nicely and just stripping the ball away from him as Tom Kane tried to turn. Kane's control was not a good touch the first time, and it got away from him slightly. That's happened to him a little bit now as the first half wears down. It will happen to players as the last few minutes of the game of the half come up when they get tired and concentration begins to fade a little bit. But full marks for Kennedy and a good run after winning the ball.
Long right wing pass. Laxgang there to deflect it, and what a job he did because McDaniel was racing in unmolested on the far side. Laxgang in there didn't start the game, but he certainly saved what could have been a goal there. Peterson now knocking it well past midfield, misses Gordy. Ulrich gets up high, but Gordy has it now for Indiana. Sends it outside really to no one in particular, misreading Bonchek, and it belongs to Duke. A minute and a half left in the first half. That is unofficial according to the scoreboard clock. Indiana leads it 1-0. There is Joe Ulrich, the Herman Award winner, as the nation's outstanding collegiate soccer player for this just completed regular season, leading the Blue Devils to the #1 ranking for most of the season. And the call goes to Duke.
Corner kick, great hustle by Tommy Kane. Not a great serve, a difficult one for him to run onto, but he made something out of absolutely nothing by whacking that ball off a defender, hit the corner flag and went out over the end line. Let's see what kind of a corner kick situation Duke has.
Number 13.
McCoy is over there, so is Ken Lola. Let's see who puts it in play. As Bonchek comes out of the Indiana lineup, McCoy will put it in play. Sean McCoy, long looping ball toward the goal, headed out by Dan King, and he comes up limping, and now it's cleared out of trouble. King appears to be all right, and he continues to play and stays on the field.
Not a bad intention there by the sweeper Ulrich in playing a long ball in. It looked like a low percentage pass when it went out there, but again, Kane came well into the flight of that ball. He jumps very well in the air and won it and tried to touch it on, but those little touch-ons have simply not been clicking for Duke so far.
DiBernardo with a fine move, gets past Romano, the little man racing in. A great move, gets it outside to Gallagher, and it's smothered by Johnston just as you hear the horn, ending the first half. But a great move by DiBernardo, and let's take another look at it. It's worth a second look.
Good pace here by DiBernardo, and a very fine touch at the end of it. Look at this, splitting the defense with a lovely ball between two players, but the goalkeeper smothering it well, just as the gun went off to end the half, with Indiana ahead 1-0.
So that is the end of the first half. As you see the teams head for the locker rooms, the Hoosiers getting that goal from Greg Thompson, their senior All-American defender. And of course, Thompson expects to go high in the professional leagues draft, both indoor and outdoor.
They would also like to
and certainly appears to be headed to a great future in professional soccer. As you watch the Hoosiers, there is Thompson, number 11, with his back to you. He scored the goal to make it 1-0.
Well, Indiana, I must say, has surprised me a little bit in the way they've played. They looked like they were in all kinds of trouble, Kevin, in the first 5 or 10 minutes as they gave the fluid game over to Duke, and that's what Duke likes. They like to have the ball, they like to control it, and particularly when their players up front are moving about, they can be very dangerous. But it was Indiana who got the goal, and that really lifted their game because they began to work very hard. Their confidence came on strong. They began to challenge the Duke defense and pressure them tremendously coming forward, and Duke's game has really come apart and has not really been sewn together again, but there's still 45 minutes to go, and I'm sure John Rennie will get his troops fired up at halftime in order to fight back from this deficit. And of course, Indiana still has not given up a goal in this NCAA championship.
And of course, the defensive effort led by everyone, including Thompson, but give credit to the goalkeeper, Chris Peterson, with that spectacular save. We'll return for more in a moment.
On December 29, 1958, two teams paired off for the championship of the National Football League. That game between the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts has become a gridiron classic. You'll see why as Noxzema presents another close shave.
You in a bad mood?
I just hate talking in the morning.
I'll let you shave.
No, stay.
You use Noxzema?
Yeah, Noxzema gives me a great shave. It does something to condition my skin.
Softens it.
Huh?
I can tell when you kiss me. Your face feels real smooth.
Well, I guess it's the moisturizers.
I hate talking in the morning, too.
Noxzema.
Things are really heating up at baseball's winter meetings. Monday, ESPN updates the Hawaiian happenings on Inside Baseball. After SportsCenter, take a look at the cream of the crop. We've got a special gift for you that packs a punch. It's the best of Saturday night at the fights. Then Seve Ballesteros sets his sights on the World Match Play Championship. He won the title last year, but he'll have to get by the globe's greatest golfers to win again. All this and more, Monday on ESPN.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. ESPN SportsCenter Plus, as we are going to update you on the afternoon in the National Football League, and it has been an afternoon of surprises and upsets around the league. One of those occurring in Green Bay, where the Detroit Lions have come out of there with a big 30-10 win over the Green Bay Packers. The Packers had been favored heavily in that game. It drops the Packers down to a record now of 4-2 as Detroit wins for the first time since the NFL strike was settled. They had been playing very poor, but they've sure played very well today. Billy Sims rushed for over 100 yards, and the Detroit defense came up with 9 sacks and 5 interceptions. And that was the way that Detroit won over Green Bay. Buffalo came up with the other shocker of the afternoon as they shut out the Pittsburgh Steelers at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, 13-0. The Steelers never got beyond midfield until there were just over 16 minutes left to play in the football game. That tells you how that Buffalo defense was able to dominate the Pittsburgh offense. Terry Bradshaw completed only 2 of 13 passes for 3 yards. Cliff Stout came in and went most of the way in the second half for the Steelers as they are shut down and lose for the second time, and that knocks Pittsburgh out of the top spot, which they were in a tie for first place in the AFC. They are now 4-2, the same as Buffalo. New England and Miami. Now this was another surpriser as the Patriots blanked the Dolphins, handing Miami its second loss of the season. 3-0 was the final score. A controversial play in this game of which we are going to take a look. It was very cold. There had been snow in Foxborough, Massachusetts. As you can see, there were 25,000 people who showed up for the game. Now this sweeper came out during a timeout and cleared a path for John Smith, the kicker, as he was able to boot the field goal. So the guy on the tractor was able to plow a path in the snow during the timeout, and we'll have to wait and see what develops from that, as I would think that the Miami Dolphins would be a bit upset that that took place. The guy said that he did it on his own. He wasn't told to go out and clear the field. But at any rate, that field goal stood, and New England comes out with a shutout victory over the Miami Dolphins of 3-0. So far as the NFC goes right now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose, and the New York Jets come up with a win at Shea Stadium. 32-17 was the final score, and we've got some highlights of the game as the Jets, best in defense, best in offense in the NFL, and the snow and the cold weather was even keeping fans in New York away from the game. In the first quarter, the Jets are on the move. Freeman McNeil takes the pitch out, goes wide right, scores 4 yards out. The ensuing kickoff, Tampa's Johnny Ray Smith mishandled the ball. He picks it up and resumes going upfield, but as you'll see, he gets over the 10-yard line. He is hit, the ball comes loose, and the Jets recovered on the Tampa Bay 14-yard line. A couple of plays later, it looks like a replay of the Jets' first touchdown, sweep right, McNeil, 14-0. The Jets are leading. Third quarter, Tampa down on the New York 1. James Wilder goes into the end zone, and Tampa narrows the Jets' lead to 17-10. Late in the third quarter, Jets deep in Tampa territory. Richard Todd goes to tight end Mickey Schuler in the end zone, and the Jets lead 23-10. Now in the fourth quarter, Tampa Bay tries its comeback, 32-10. They're down. Doug Williams hits James Wilder in the left flat. He goes in. Final score, though, the New York Jets winning it over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Final was 32-17. So the Jets now still on top in the AFC with a record of 5 wins and just 1 loss. They called the Washington Redskins had lost last week, of course, to the Dallas Cowboys for their first loss of this season. But Washington comes back to beat St. Louis, the Cardinals in St. Louis. The final this afternoon was 12-7 in favor of the Redskins. They called it the Battle of the Ohio between the Browns and the Bengals, Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, and the Bengals win it to go up in their record up to 5-1 as they went over the Browns 23-10. The Colts and the Vikings. Well, Baltimore still looking for its first win under Frank Kush. They dropped to 0-6, even though they were leading the Minnesota Vikings 10-6.
Hey, that's me. Come on. Looks like a true light night when good times come along.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The second half is just underway here at the Pontiac Silverdome, the American Soccer League Championship match between Detroit and Oklahoma City. Bob Lewandowski along with Roger Faulkner for you. Hope you're enjoying tonight's contest. Biggest crowd ever in the ASL history. We've got over 40,000 fans, I would guess, here, Roger, and Detroit with a 1-goal lead here, trying to delight this crowd and bring them the first championship in Detroit for quite some time, since 1968 when the Tigers won the World Series.
Very, very excited crowd, really turned on by this game. Tremendous reception at halftime for the Sonny Van Arnhem, the owner, and the Dodge truck dealer people that were out on the field, and they've just been totally behind this whole thing.
There's a free kick in the box for Detroit, and a dangerous play right here just to start the second half here at the Silverdome. We're just underway, Detroit leading by a goal. Oklahoma City in the white jerseys with the black numbers.
Tad did the right thing there. You've got to get right behind the ball, get down, get your whole body in the way, so that even if you don't grab it first time with the hands, then you're going to stop that ball one way or the other.
Long clearing kick now by DeLorme. This is Chapman with it for Detroit. Mihalovic to Tinian, back to Ani Mihalovic. Here is Brian Tinian. Tinian hit Chapman with his cross ball. Ken Killingsworth now for Oklahoma City. Up to Husband, Jim Husband with it. Lost control, and Shadgecki gets it back there for Tad DeLorme, the leading goaltender in the ASL this year with a 1.24 goals against average. Had 6 shutouts on the year, but you know what? The goaltender Phil Parks for Oklahoma City had 9 shutouts, so we're seeing 2 of the best in the business.
Two very good defenses playing in front of him, which makes all the difference.
Sending it deep. Powers keeps it alive in the Oklahoma City end. This is Chapman. He has lots of company from the Slickers. Powers pushes off against Killingsworth. 42 minutes remaining in the second half.
Don't see any changes out there. I think both squads exactly the same as they started this first half.
Moving it in now, Alioto. Alioto nudged it forward. There was nobody there. He was trying to get it to Millender.
I think Millender misread what he was going to do. A little misunderstanding there. Millender should have been running on a little harder for the corner.
DeLorme rolling it out on the right side now for Westbrook. Goes high into the air, comes down for Chapman. Off the heel, Tinian won't catch up to it. Alioto beats him to it there. Tommy Alioto now for the Slickers. Ahead for Nisik. Peter Knisik now at the 25-yard line for Oklahoma. Moving it over to Leotard now at midfield. Hank Leotard. This is Elder. Jimmy Elder. He got it back. Surrounded by the orange and black shirts there in front. It goes back for Millender. A shot.
Hit the post. Just deflected wide off the post. A tremendous opportunity for Oklahoma. Tremendous shot. But a great chance. They're pushing forward now, Oklahoma. They're not going to worry about the other end. They're not going to worry about defense too much in the second half. Pushing forward. Here we see the beautiful move in the penalty area. Lovely pass across and a shot that roars and hits the post and turns wide.
Minutes remaining in the second half. Detroit 1, Oklahoma City nothing. Cross in front on the corner kick, comes back, and it was just wide by Millender.
Nice volley, but there was an offside call on the play, I believe. Yeah, pointing to the spot there. Stevie Westbrook showing Tad DeLorme where to put it down.
Chapman is all by himself. He lost it in midfield. Leotard battles Powers there for it. It comes down to Tinian. Tinian lost it there as he fell down. Jim Husband's pass is broken up. Here's Billy Bolovich now for the Express. Dropping it back to Mihalovic. Powers along with Nisik. Here is Elder now making a move at midfield. Picking up some speed, runs into some trouble, and they score! I guess it was Jeff Bourne. It didn't look like anything was going to develop there, and they tied the game at 1.
Now, Jimmy Elder had come forward from his fullback position. He'd been doing that regularly since the opening of the second half. Just flipped the ball over to Jeff Bourne, and Jeff Bourne hits a lob shot. Here we see it develop. There's the lob up into the far right-hand corner. Control shot by Jeff Bourne. A good goal, but a real blow to the Express. So this game now all tied up 1-1.
Jeff Bourne, the leading scorer for Oklahoma City, gets the goal, and that's the equalizer right now as Detroit 1 and Oklahoma City 1. And Tinian is held as he was making a rush on the far side.
Absolutely hanging on to the numbers and name on the back of Brian Tinian's shirt there. I'm surprised the referee doesn't have a word with him because it was a very unnecessary. Well, he's got a yellow card. He deserves it. Very unprofessional foul. Awarded to Mr. Jimmy Elder.
A yellow card coming out to Elder on the foul against Brian Tinian. My unofficial time on the goal is 6:09 of the second half.
Significance of the yellow card, of course, to Elder. 2 yellow cards in one game, 2 of those severe cautions, then you are automatically ejected with a red card, which they can ill afford to have happen. So a set play for the Express.
And blocked on the kick. Nice play by Powers to keep it alive, but it was broken up there. This is Bourne. Got the tying goal for Oklahoma City. Feeds it ahead to Nisik. Watson moves in to take it away from him. And it goes over to Powers. Back to Clyde Watson. Mihalovic shot it out to midfield. Here's Andy Chapman. Tinian faked the shot from far out. Brian Tinian trying to move it in. Brought down there by Alioto. No call, however. There's Tinian moving in. Alioto is there. And Tommy will get there first. Kicks it out of play. Throw in for Detroit. .37 minutes left in regulation time. Detroit won, Oklahoma City won. Bolovich working against two defenders. Nice feed in there now to Tinian. And Chapman couldn't do anything with it.
Swept out for a throw into the Express. Mike Powers, who's had just a great season in midfield, a great American player, goes over to take it.
Bolovich fights his way through a couple of people, and a nice sliding tackle made back there by Husband. Dolinsky now at midfield, leading it up there for Killingsworth. Chips it across to the left side. Bourne blocked at the defense. Millender chases it into the corner. His cross, offside.
Oklahoma beginning to threaten again now, looking very, very determined on attack. Earlier we saw that magnificent through ball from Killingsworth to Bourne cross the whole field, created a very good opportunity for Jeff Bourne. The Express now have got two concerns, because the Oklahoma City Slickers are attacking with authority, and of course the Express have got to hold their own at this end, but they've got to attack at the same time and get that leading goal.
Powers, the injured Express player, maybe a cramp.
That's a friendly tap from Tad DeLorean and re-enters the game.
So they'll start things up. Just under 36 minutes remaining. Westbrook drills it down the middle. Good pass for Chapman. Took the shot. It was way wide, but that was an excellent pass by Westbrook. The length of the field, Roger.
Yeah, terrific pass. And he didn't quite have an opening to hit the ball across the face of the goal, but made the most of what little opportunity was there. But a lovely length of the field pass. We're beginning to see a much more open game now. We're not seeing this crushing, tight marking and very close passing we were watching earlier. It's beginning to open up, and that should make it more exciting.
Now here come the Express back, Mihalovic. Leading Clyde Watson. And he overran the ball, and it went between his legs and out of play. Phil Parks. Watson sending it deep. Bolovich against that man, Billy Souter. Souter gives him an elbow and runs him off the ball. That's got to be a foul there, as Killingsworth just grabbed onto the jersey of Getman there.
I think again an obstruction call over on the far side. Interfered with, couldn't get through to the ball.
Comes an indirect free kick now for the Detroit Express. They have a 1-1 soccer match here at the Pontiac Silverdome for a huge crowd. Crowd coming Gecky tried to get to it. He got the goal for Detroit in the first half off the corner kick by Mihailovic. Listen to this crowd. Phil Parks lets his teammates get set up at midfield. They'll give it the long boot.
A lot of pushing going on there between Snedgecki and Jeff Bourne. Snedgecki wins and gets the foul.
Trevor Franklin, long through ball for Andy Chapman. Chapman's got a lot of work to do. He has 2 defenders on him. Andy got the cross in front, cleared out of there. Good play there by Billy Sauter. Detroit starting to put some pressure on. Here's Powers back for Getman. High chip into Bolovic. Bolovic. Cross is cleared. Back to Powers. Shot was deflected. And I think maybe a corner kick for Detroit coming up here.
Getman took the shot, but I think he just took a shade too long to set himself to hit that ball. Good opportunity. Sorry, Powers took the shot.
And there will be a goal kick now for Phil Parks. That's Nasik dropping it off there for Alioto, moving up from the defense. Detroit won, Oklahoma City won the ASL championship match.
Jimmy Millender going across to take this corner kick. Brian Tinian trying to stay in front of him 10 yards away and hopefully block and intercept it. Which he does, but not terribly productively.
Nearing the 31-minute mark in the second half. Comes a corner kick now for Oklahoma City. Millender keeps it low on the ground and nothing doing there for Oklahoma City. A bad play, really.
Yeah. He'd like to take a mulligan on that one. That was a very, very poor corner kick. Completely stubbed the ball and rolls harmlessly over the byline.
Bolovic, a nice little pass there on the right side for Tinian off the long feed. Bryan chips it in front for Chapman. On the volley, had trouble getting control, but really mishit it.
Yeah, tough for a right-footed player. Timed it all right, but didn't quite get the angle of the shoe on the ball there. But a nice cross from Brian Tinian. This huge crowd, a shade quieter now. They're a little bit shocked by that equalizer by Oklahoma City.
Dropping it off for Millender. Millender looking in front now for Husband. Broken up there. Powers starts back for Detroit. Here's Mike Powers now at midfield for Tinian. Brian Tinian. Long through ball. Franklin trying to catch up to it. He gets there ahead of Killingsworth. His cross is intercepted there by Millender. Here's Bourne. Bourne with the Oklahoma City goal. Passes in the middle now to Elder. Millender chipping it into the corner. Back out. Powers now intercepts for Detroit. Gets it up to Bolovic. And again, there's Billy Sauter right on top of Billy. Has not had much room to operate, and Chapman nearly a breakaway.
The game has now settled down to be a very, very even battle. Oklahoma right back in it after that goal, playing now with composure again, stroking the ball about.
looking to get it into Dolinsky. Westbrook runs in to get the ball. Bolovich is drilled, knocked down, no call.
Well, the referee played the advantage rule there, since Billy had in fact been able to head it to an Express player.
Nice play by Schnedgecki just to get the ball to Chapman. Now Tinian comes up for it. Tinian is molested there at midfield by Nisik. There's Chapman. Oklahoma starts back. Crowd roaring with every near opportunity for Detroit. Franklin. Here is Tinian. Ryan Tinian takes a look. Long right side pass for Billy Bolovich. Bolovich, a nice move, got it into Chapman. Tried to get it to Watson, broken up on the defense. Pretty good passing on the Detroit charge that time, Roger.
Yeah, his whole quality of this game now is upgraded. That's not part of it, but it's upgraded. In the second half, been very smooth passing by both teams. A lot of opportunities created. We have not seen the last goal in this game. Convinced of that.
Franklin on the header. Bolovich bump Parks in front of the goal. Chapman
bumped Parks after he collected the ball, which is not in the rules. Now Phil Parks is chasing after Bolovich and having words, pushing each other.
Billy gave him another little bump just to let him know who's boss out there, I guess. Elder, things really starting to pick up here. Here comes Killingsworth flying in. 26 minutes and 30 seconds left in regulation time. Detroit 1, Oklahoma City 1. Here at the Pontiac Silverdome. It sure looks like more, but it's great to have that many people in the building.
That sets an attendance record for soccer in Michigan, Bob. The previous record was 32,000 for a playoff game against the Fort Lauderdale Strikers all the way back in '77, I guess, in the Trevor Francis days. Great to see this kind of a crowd for a soccer game in Michigan again. And congratulations to Sonny Van Arnhem and the Express operation, and to those people at Chrysler and Dodge.
Made tickets available to anybody who wanted them, general admission basis, just in order to get a big crowd out here to see this championship game in Detroit. Here is Millender on the cross, looking for Killingsworth. Chapman picks up a bouncing ball on his own end. Andy Chapman. His through ball was batted away over there by Dolinsky. Alioto lost control. Chapman for the throw in Detroit. At midfield. Handball against Tinian. There's a long drive that'll get out over the goal line. DeLorme now on the goal kick. He's going to leave it there for Steve Westbrook. Elder. And Leotard just sends it back into the Detroit end. Oh, Westbrook bumped it back to DeLorme, trying to play it cautiously, and turned out a little bit dangerous there.
Yeah, I think Tad's heart was in his mouth temporarily as he chased that one.
Chapman-Nisik collide. Ball comes back towards midfield. This is Hank Leotard for the Slickers. Dolinsky hooks a pass up here now for Killingsworth. Killingsworth and Nisik. Nisik feeding it ahead to Millender.
And Mike Getman, young player coming into this game, gave him no ground whatsoever there. Played him well.
Good job by Getman. Detroit gets control once more. Now for Detroit. Tinian dropping it back for Mihalovic. Mihalovic getting it ahead to Chapman. Takes a shot. A great save by Parks. Chapman tries to keep it alive, and it goes out over the goal line.
And Phil Parks very upset about the bump he got there. Very upset. He and Arnie Mihalovic now chasing each other. But a lovely move. Arnie Mihalovic, who got the assist on the first goal for the Express with the corner, hit that beautiful through ball to Andy Chapman. Very good opportunity for the Express. Going to take another look. Chapman there, just pushing it up, then lobs it back. Parks collects it, or tries to, and Arnie collides with him. Vicious collision.
When I quit the airline to buy this charter service, they said, "You're nuts."
When a man has something extra deep inside his soul, it shines.
More. So club owners, bar owners, groups, this is a great way for your organization to raise money. So come on out to the Silverdome and have some fun with us, and let us know in advance. We'll announce your club or organization's name over the PA system and put it up in lights. So let's go with the Detroit Express. Call 335-4170. That's 335-4170 and get on the Detroit Express.
Mike McCabe ran his first long-distance race. He didn't finish first, but...
Parks was out of the goal, and he felt very apprehensive about getting toward that ball, and he took a bump from Mihalovic, and nothing was going to stop Phil Parks from getting that loose ball around his own goal. 22 minutes and 10 seconds left in this regulation time, second half. Detroit and Oklahoma City battling for the ASL championship. We have a 1-1 tie.
Dangerous free kick now for Oklahoma. 22 yards out or so, 25 yards out. Express form their wall 10 yards away, or to be more accurate, about 7.5. It's amazing, even with 10-yard lines on the field, that they totally fail to stand at the correct position, and the referee lets them get away with it.
Warren to take it. He chips it up high and over the top of the goal.
I don't think Tad at 6'4" would have had too much trouble with that. Very slow chip by Jeff Bourne, but can bend a ball, can make it do a lot of strange tricks.
Tinian takes a bump from Elder on that far side. Bourne now picking it up and losing it. Mihalovic on the throw-in for Detroit. Schnetgecki dropping it back. This is Steve Westbrook. Bolovich leaves it there. Powers couldn't do anything with it. Oklahoma City takes over. Bourne, not much room to operate on that far side. There's a ball through to Chapman. Hard shot, he scores! Andy Chapman!
And the crowd responds, as well they should, to an absolutely magnificent goal by Andy Chapman. Turning and hitting that ball with great power, high above Phil Parks, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And Andy Chapman has scored a goal that is worthy of an ASL championship final. A lovely through ball to him, but what a magnificently taken opportunity.
Detroit 2, Oklahoma City 1. Under 20 minutes remaining. Detroit takes the lead on the goal by Andy Chapman. We've seen Andy do that all year long. With his back to the goalie, turning quickly and firing a hard shot up into the corner, beating Parks. Detroit with a 1-goal lead.
Well, as pretty a goal as you will ever see in any kind of game. Here we're going to take another quick look. You see Andy turning on that ball. Here's the throw in, Westbrook with it. Long through ball. Andy collects the ball, turns and hits with tremendous accuracy.
Parks was stunned. He hardly made a move for the ball. Couldn't believe it.
The placement was so remarkable because he had to put it really in that couple of square feet in the upper left-hand corner to get it out of Phil Parks' reach. Phil Parks makes a lot of saves look easy, and I think he felt he was going to make that one look easy, but it was so perfectly placed by Chapman. And what a lovely long through ball, I think, by Westbrook.
The Express now taking the lead. They had a 1-goal lead in the first half. Bourne tied the game up in the second half. Watson on a break. Here's Clyde Watson, left foot shot. He scores!
And Clyde deserves it. And the crowd now really electrified. Electrified. They'd watched Oklahoma come back into this game, even things up. And now the Express suddenly with 2 quick goals have absolutely taken charge of this championship game. And Clyde Watson, young player from Guyana, who struggled at the start of the season, got better and better and better. Clyde the Glide, he did his job.
Clyde just glided right in there and beat Parks on the short side. And Detroit now with a 2-goal lead. The Express 3, the Slickers 1. Those 2 goals coming just 22 seconds apart. Detroit with a 2-goal lead. Now the Slickers a bit stunned right now. They've got just about 18 minutes to try to climb back into this thing. The Express have taken control. There's another ball looking for Chapman. And Parks came out and tried to kick Chapman. Chapman moving in all by himself. Parks gets back for it.
Well, incredible animosity, and absolutely no question. Phil Parks may disappear from this game if he protests much further. I mean, a vicious tackle on Andy Chapman. I think they felt Andy was offside. What they didn't realize, he started his run from inside the 50-yard line and therefore could not be offside.
Chapman is down on the field as Parks came out of the goal and actually kicked him.
I mean, it looked like the yellow card was actually given to Kinesic, but Parks was clearly the offender in that incident. We're going to see Clyde Watson's goal again here, where Clyde beautifully times this run in as far as he can go in and then pushes that left foot shot inside the post. Beautifully timed goal, because he couldn't have gone 1 yard further, but he wanted to get in as close as he could before he released the ball and beat Phil Parks with it. Lovely goal by Clyde Watson.
Chapman is on his feet again. Good look at the young, talented forward for the Express. He scored the second Detroit goal. And just 22 seconds later, it was Clyde Watson on a beautiful breakaway, beating Parks to make it 3-1 Detroit.
Now, let's take a look at this last sequence of events here. Chapman coming in with the ball. Parks just hammers into him, hammers into Chapman from behind. But we don't see Andy falling down at this stage. Then he drops down at a later point. Didn't look to be terribly hurt, actually, on the original incident. I think he made the most of it,
I think what may have happened before that, though, Parks came out. I don't know if he connected on the kick, but as Andy was breaking into the clear, some 35 yards away, Parks took a wild kick at him, and I don't know if he hit him or not on it.
Well, Parks was so far out of the penalty area that he had no choice but to try to interfere with the play somehow.
And now Parks has walked out of the goal. The fans are really getting on him down there in that end of the field.
Parks feels he's probably in as much danger now from the Express crowd behind the nets as he is from the Express goal forwards in front of the net.
Well, these Detroit fans are getting a little wild right now, Roger.
Yeah.
They can sense a championship here in Detroit, and they've wanted one so badly. And the announcement from the public address man.
Like Like the old days at Olympia. We'll probably see the octopus fly any moment now, Bob.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of those fans that were down there watching that hockey that'll probably come out here to the Silverdome and see this soccer match. Clock is stopped on the field, 17 minutes, 15 seconds left in regulation time.
You do not like to see it get this physical. I mean, you could be tempted to make facetious remarks about Hearns being here as a possible substitute, but it really should not get this physical, Bob, and the referee has got to get on top of this game. We want to see some good, clean soccer. And at the moment, we're not seeing it. That kind of display by Parks, I thought, was reprehensible, to say the least.
Okay, they're sorting things out down there now, and we're about ready to resume play. Detroit with a 2-goal lead. Chapman faking it. Nice little play here in front. Some pretty passing by Detroit. Chapman took a quick shot.
Terrific series of very short passes, all right on the money, creating an opportunity for Chapman.
Boy, some beautiful passing there and a nice tackle at midfield. Here is Watson. He goes down. Killingsworth. And that looks like Art Kramer, number 11, is into the game now for Oklahoma City. Trying to get some fresh troops in. Here's Dolinsky. His cross. And finally cleared away. Elder. Millender, a high lob. Colliding with Westbrook there. Here is Millender from 40 yards out. Watson. They've got Chapman and Bolovich. Here's Bolovich now on the right side. Billy takes it back towards the middle. Oh, and he just missed getting it through. Good play by Alioto because Andy Chapman was all alone in front.
Lovely through ball from Clyde Watson that started that play too. Gorgeous through ball to Billy Bolovich. Jimmy Husband has gone from the lineup for Oklahoma City. Our fearless forecast earlier was that he would not make it through 90 minutes, and indeed that's proven to be the case, and Art Kramer is on in his place.
Number 11, Art Kramer, replacing Jim Husband. Corner kick now for Oklahoma City. Roger, do you think Detroit can afford now to go back into that defensive shell? Can they pull back the troops a little bit and try to protect this 2-goal lead? Do you think they'll do that, or will they try to keep the pressure on?
Well, right now, I don't think they want to. I think they feel very confident now. I think they feel they could blitz this Oklahoma City team, and because they unquestionably they've rattled them. Even Phil Parks, with all his experience and maturity, is totally rattled in the goal for Oklahoma City. I think they feel they got them on the ropes, and I think they're probably going to try to finish Oklahoma off.
15 minutes left. The crowd enjoying this one. Here comes Clyde Watson. Leading Tinian, a 3-man rush for Detroit. Through ball to Bolovich, and he fired it wide.
Well, I think that's the answer to your question right there, because it was a lovely move by the Express, clearly intent on getting that 4th goal. Beautiful through ball. Just wide by Billy Bolovich, but a nice opportunity set up and a 3-on-2 situation set up, which of course they can create now that Oklahoma pushes so many people forward in an effort to get that 2nd goal for them.
Franklin sends it high midfield. Nisik off the header into the Detroit end. Mihalovic got it ahead, a bouncing ball.
40 minutes to go.
Jeff Bourne. Good play defensively for Detroit.
And we've only got Alioto and Kanasic now playing back for Oklahoma City. Tremendously exposed down there. One breakaway midfielder, a Tinian or a Watson coming through.
High kick from DeLorme, sending it deep into the Oklahoma City end. Chapman, here's Andy, moving in, hard left foot shot, Parks just got a hand on it. Boy, the Detroit Express crowd here has really seen the Express apply some pressure. They've had a lot of good scoring opportunities. It's been a very exciting second half.
Really has. And again, I think Phil Parks there was not expecting that quality of shot from Andy Chapman. It was a left foot shot. He hit it very firmly right across the face of the goal, and I thought Parks was a little slow getting down.
Parks though was the second leading goalie in the ASL this year, but the Express have beaten him 3 times here this evening and lead by 2. Chapman scores, but I believe no goal. Offside.
No goal.
Offside is the call. Chapman doesn't believe it, but play is quickly back the other way. Whistle on the field. And DeLorme has it now for Detroit. Getting a warning from the official, another yellow card.
Did not see the incident. I was just looking at a stat sheet on the goal that was put in front of us, but getting very physical.
Chapman is in. Oh, and he missed the far corner.
Well, all sorts of opportunities now being created. All sorts of opportunities for the Express.
Now Oklahoma City trying to push forward, and Detroit finding some holes in their defense. They've had many good scoring opportunities here. Late in the second half, they lead 3-1. Millender to Kramer. Elder with it now. Broken up nicely there by Powers. Alioto on the near side. Watson coming up. Clyde Watson bumps with Alioto. And hustling back is Peter Nisek for Oklahoma City. Chapman is there. Chapman, he saw his man down there, Watson. He was wide open. He couldn't get it to him. Here's Bolovich on the far side. I don't know what the problem was. Andy didn't look up and see Watson. He had 2 players wide open in front, Roger.
Yeah, he did, but he had Billy wide open right on the far side. He went for the tougher cross. It was a good cross. Billy could have swung it. If he'd hit that one right, it would have clearly been a goal. But Andy Chapman had Pete Konecik absolutely spinning in circles. Completely outplayed him in this corner. And Andy winning that battle has helped the Express enormously in this second half.
Lost it in the box. Here comes Powers back to Brian Tinian. Tinian in front, off the head of Alioto. Mihailovic now picking it up. Ani Mihailovic. Parks knocked it down. Chapman's shot is blocked and it hit. I believe it hit Alioto right in the face.
It hit and it hurt. Tremendous drive from Chapman. The referee stops play, calls a timeout on the field because of that incident. But Alioto has bounced back up again. Might have been wiser to stay down for at least 8. A count of 8.
Well, Chapman coming in to see if his opponent Alioto is okay. A good gesture on the part of Chapman as he drilled a shot that caught Alioto square in the face, right in front of the goal. And he may have saved the goal on that. Just caught the very end of that play. 9:08 remaining. Detroit 3, Oklahoma City 1. Bolovich trying to set up Chapman in front. Parks will pick up the loose ball and start the Slickers out with it. They've got to get a goal here in a hurry if they're going to get back into this. Long through to Bourne. goes along the far side.
Well, what is happening at the other end is that Billy Salter has totally abandoned his role on Billy Bolovich.
Here's Chapman. Chapman with an opportunity. And he tried to cut it back to midfield, and it was taken away.
Sauter, we talked about earlier, originally was a center forward in his career, and that is absolutely where he is right now. He's up at center forward for Oklahoma.
And he will get it back to Billy Bolovich for Clyde Watson. Takes a shot, and Parks stopped him there.
And the Express now playing with arrogance, really, but deserved arrogance, because they are walking through this Oklahoma City defense. I'm astonished that, I suppose a goal is the only thing that can help Oklahoma, but pulling Billy Sauter out and putting him up front to center forward is really totally disoriented this Oklahoma City defense now, which was relatively well organized earlier.
And this crowd is on their feet for this corner kick. A loose ball in the box. Bolovich getting control. Billy centers it. They scored! Brian Tinian!
Magnificent work by Billy Bolovich. Again, we talked about the arrogance with which the Express were playing. Billy juggled the ball about 3 times before just lifting it across the face of the goal. Tinian was standing there. Bob, I think you could have nodded that one in from that distance.
I could have.
Absolutely perfect cross ball, and all Brian had to do was say, thank you very much. Here's the cross, and Brian's there.
For goal for Detroit, and they lead it 4-1. And this crowd sensing a championship with under 7 minutes remaining. Detroit 4, Oklahoma City 1. Brian Tinian, the player coach, leading scorer in the ASL in the regular season. Only fitting for him to get a goal here in this championship game, Raj.
Yeah, all we need now is one for Bolovich, because he's played a fine game.
Bourne just tried to send it to the corner. That play did not develop well at all. Goal kick for Detroit. Franklin dropping it back for for DeLorme, rather. Parks has been very busy on the other end.
Billy Sauter has decided that leaving Bolovich alone perhaps wasn't too good an idea, and he's reverted to his original role.
Well, the Express has worn down the Oklahoma City Slickers. They've built a 3-goal lead with just 6 minutes remaining.
It's very important that we keep off the field. So please stay for the presentation of the championship team at the end of this game.
Killingsworth battling there with Westbrook. Throw in now coming up for Oklahoma City. Some of this big crowd is filing out, but there's a lot of them remaining to take part in a championship celebration here at the Pontiac Silverdome.
Yeah, I don't normally call a game with 5 minutes left, but I think in this particular case, with a 4-1 lead, the Express have every reason to believe this game is theirs, the championship is theirs, and they've deserved it. They've played tremendously well this season.
Well, Raj, we're going to send you down into that locker room to take part in that celebration, maybe a sip of champagne. We'll have that after the conclusion of this game, but this one's not over yet. 5 minutes remaining. Watson leading for Andy Chapman. Chapman on the cross. That'll be too high for Clyde to get to. Millender will head it back to goaltender Parks. Parks quickly out the midfield now for Dolinski.
And Parks booed now every time he touches the ball by this 33,000 crowd who are totally into this game. They're very unhappy with his whole attitude and performance tonight, but a very disappointed Phil Parks.
There's a hard drive off the foot of Alioto. Goal kick now for Detroit as time is winding down.
4 minutes and 16 seconds for the championship.
This big crowd enjoying every minute of this game as the Express lead by 3.
And here comes Parks again. I am not quite sure what his role is going to be. I guess he's going to take a free kick now at the 40-yard line. He's a versatile player.
Crowd is booing.
We may see him at center forward for Oklahoma yet.
Watson heads it up for Andy Chapman. Bolovich is offside.
Offside, free kick, Oklahoma.
And Parks just tripped Bolovich right there as Billy was playing a little keep away there.
And Phil Parks, still determined to be thrown out of this game, continues to intervene.
Dolinsky, long through, tried to get it to Bourne, broken up on the defense. Bolovich battling Souter for it now on the near side. Billy Bolovich, a little lead pass into Clyde Watson. Watson made a nice move, took a hard shot, but it was right at Parks. Watson's been very busy in the second half, as has Chapman and Bolovich up front. That high-scoring Detroit front line has done the job here.
Been a total team performance too, right from the back, right from Tad DeLorme across that back four who've been so heroic all season. Chris Tyson unfortunately missing and Gus Moffett missing, but the boys who've come in have just done such a great job.
2 minutes left in this one, and a good portion of this crowd is on its feet.
The enthusiasm is because Gus Moffett has come into the game. I doubt that he can really move. He's got a very severe thigh problem, a ligament problem.
Gus Moffett, a very popular player on the Detroit Express. Heavily bandaged right thigh, is in the game now. Got to take part in this championship. What a great feeling for him just to be out here. The crowd with just a minute and a half remaining. There's Chapman open on the right side. Andy's cross is too high for Watson.
I was reminded the other day, and I hadn't realized it, that Gus Moffett was injured in every playoff series that the original Detroit Express and the subsequent Detroit Express here in the ASL have played. And really meant so much to Gus to have the opportunity to go out there tonight, even if it's almost as a passenger.
There's the header by Chapman. Parks just got back in time. We're under a minute. Detroit 4, Oklahoma City 1. Killingsworth at midfield. Millender got it through to Fleps, chipping it in front. And Westbrook knocks it down for goaltender Tad DeLorme.
And Gus calling for the ball. I suspect that his orthopedic advisor is probably desperate at seeing Gus out there, but at least he plays the ball a couple of times.
15 seconds left on the clock. Crowd begins to count it down. Chapman with maybe one more shot. Time has run out. Listen to the crowd. The Detroit Express have won the 1982 American Soccer League Championship by the score of 4-1 over Oklahoma City to win the best-of-3 series 2-1. Detroit 4 and Oklahoma City 1 behind the scoring of Schnettgecki, Chapman, Watson, and Tinian. A great goaltending by DeLorme. And this big crowd celebrating here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Roger, what a great event here at the Dome.
Absolutely perfect ending for a fine, fine season for the Detroit Express. Sonny Van Arnham's kept soccer alive here now for 2 years in the American Soccer League, and he's built something, and he's built today with a 33,000 crowd and brought Detroit a championship, the only championship we've seen in a long, long time. And a very, very fine performance all around. Tremendous team performance.
Well, Raj, we're going to send you down into that locker room to get some of the reaction of the players. And we'll be back with that wrap-up in just one moment. But we want to tell you that there's a fight breaking out in the middle of the field. And
Phil Parks is right at the center of it. Being calmed down by Tad DeLurum, by Trevor Franklin. I guess he came to win. He came to win. He came to play. It's a shame to see such a fine goalkeeper reacting.
Park's very upset out there, needless to say. But we'll send you downstairs, Roger, and we'll be back with that report and a wrap-up here from the Pontiac Silverdome. Once again, the final score, Detroit 4, Oklahoma City 1. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just 1 minute. We'll have more on the Detroit Express Soccer Network.
Mike.
Hello again, everybody. Bob Lewandowski back at the Pontiac Silverdome. The Detroit Express, big winners here at home. 4-1 over Oklahoma City to win the 1982 American Soccer League Championship. 2-1 in the best-of-3 series. My partner, Roger Faulkner, is downstairs. I imagine there's quite a celebration going on in the Express locker room. Roger, go ahead. What's going on down there?
Thanks, Bob. We're down in the locker room with a very, very happy Express group of players and a very happy head coach. Because Brian Tinian, you put this team together at the start of the season. Did you believe this was going to happen? You were going to go all the way and do the whole thing?
I knew I'd signed some good players, Roger, but I didn't realize that we were going to end up with a team spirit like this. We've got players from Yugoslavia, we've got some great American players, we've got a Scottish player touring us with. The key to this team spirit. It's beautiful, and that's carried us after a bad start. I love everybody.
What do you think was the turning point in the game tonight? I felt Oklahoma were coming back when they equalized. For a while there, it was a very even game. What do you think really happened then to break things open?
Andy Chapman, pure flair, a brilliant goal, and after that, they had to come forward, opened the game.
Hey, this is my best suit, my only suit. Come on, Roger. I do now. Come on.
It opened the game right up.
Sonny's got a cleaning bill.
Opened the game right up, and from then on it was one-way traffic. Great. I love it, Roger.
Well, I don't know whether we deserve this, but you deserved a championship, Brian Tinian. Did an absolutely fabulous job. I want to say hello to Ray Schnettgecki, if we can get Ray up here, who got that first goal.
Hey, Ray!
Let's see if we can get Ray.
Ray! Ray! Hey, Ray!
Was that a planned goal, or was that just the way it developed?
No, that was a set play, but it was supposed to be flicked on, but they know our plays, and they were going with the flick, and so I didn't feel anybody behind me.
Do you think the absence of Joe Roush made a difference on a play like that he was not there in the Oklahoma defense?
Well, not really on that play, but it made a difference. I mean, he's a hell of a player, and they missed him for sure, but, I mean, that's part of the game. But, we were missing Chris Kyson, and, we did it to him.
Bob, this is the scene in the locker room. I'm soaked, but it's a lot of fun. Up to you in the Silverdome press box.
Thank you, Roger. Well, Detroit finally has a champion. It's been a long, long time, but the Detroit Express victorious over Oklahoma City in front of a crowd of over 33,000 people, a record-setting crowd here at the Pontiac Silverdome. The Detroit Express won the American Soccer League Championship by the score of 4-1, defeating Oklahoma City. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Thanks for being with us. For my partner, Roger Faulkner, our director, Jim Holly, I'm Bob Lewandowski saying thanks for being with us, and so long, everybody.